We'll do it live.
I hate to break the fishing news after Remchuk, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep.
All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Are you talking over the intro?
I don't know if the intro's over. When it ends.
I think it's done. Our speakers weren't plugged in. Oh, yeah, it's over. We're good to go. Good job, everybody. Welcome into the Real Life Podcast. Today's episode of the podcast is brought to you by the Mill Woods Golf Course. Private club conditions for under $100. The greens are always immaculate. They got a relaxed driving range with music playing, lots of targets, and a fully stocked pro shop with lots of local clothing lines. Head to millwoodsgolfcourse.ca, and may I remind you that they are the official golf partner of Oilers Nation and the Oilers Nation Open, which is back this summer.
The fifth major.
That should be our
the
slogan.
most important tournament in Edmonton.
Yeah, I like that.
Certainly
I like
the
that.
drunkest major.
It's up there.
Mm-hmm.
It is certainly up there. That is for sure.
There's a live major that might take a run for us.
I'd watch a lot more PGA golf if every other hole was a drink hole.
If you like the 16th hole at the Waste Management Open, you're going to love the Oilers Nation Open.
I'll throw beers at you.
Water bottles.
We should do bagged milk 16th hole, and he's just allowed to like sit in a little perch and throw shit at you.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Nobody does that.
Try to like knock your ball away, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Beat me to it.
Also, are you rocking a little bit of a mullet?
No.
That's not a mullet?
No, not at all.
Well, it's...
when you tuck it in with the hat, it kind of looks like you're going mullet.
It's not at all.
I don't think I've ever seen... This is like the Beatles circa 1960.
I was going to say, that's his Sgt. Pepper's hair.
64, but long in the back.
I'm not getting it cut until the job's done.
It's a Joe Dirt take on...
No.
This is definitely the longest I've ever seen your hair, though.
I don't think so.
Really?
No, I don't think so.
All right.
Anybody else not cutting their hair through this run?
I think I got a haircut recently.
I did too. I'm not really growing out a beard. I love
haircuts.
I love Connor's beard right now, though.
That's not my thing in terms of superstitions.
Have you had any superstitions?
I have things that I do.
You growing up the Southern Hemisphere?
No, that's good.
Oh, you got to leave that intact.
No. Nothing hair related. I guess just a...
You keep the beard tight.
So after 2 games, not the most successful outings, have we changed? Are we looking to change up anything? I came in here looking for new gear. I needed to change my vibe.
I am changing my jersey. I'm going back to the Eki tonight. Mix it up.
I think I'm going to put on the vintage.
I agree with that decision wholeheartedly.
I think I am.
I think you gotta.
What do we think about Connor just changing his tie? Keeping the suit, change the tie. And what do we think he's going to do tonight?
Changing his suit.
No, we had the explanation we came up with our own theory of why he probably did that.
Plausible.
They explained it to us. And by that, we mean we made up our own theory. Yeah.
So George Mumford is their like sports psychologist that's working with the team. Same guy, worked with Kobe, worked with the Bulls back in the day.
Founded Mumford & Sons.
Exactly. His kids are very popular. But he... Obviously, the Oilers' mental approach, you got to think about that in this theory we have. But when they're going out on the road and Connor has been wearing the same suit every game they win, why would he pack another suit?
Okay.
Because then you're letting the thought of losing into your brain. So our theory is he only packed one suit.
Which,
or in the boats.
It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Why would he pack a second suit? He knew they were going to go win. They didn't, but...
I guess.
And it was hot.
It is hot there. And that looked like a nice linen one. Nice little light, airy number.
Yep.
Last thing you need is a heavy suit.
Yep. I've also decided that the reason the Oilers were so sluggish in game 2 is because it was their 5th day in the Florida heat. The heat's going to get to you eventually.
Oh,
what did you guys think of the Florida heat? How was the trip?
Hot and humid. But like it's beautiful, but hot and humid.
You got in time right before Armageddon hit. Got home?
Yeah, I think we all caught a piece of it trying to get out.
It was pouring when I got to Edmonton, and it was pouring when I left Florida.
Yeah. When I got to the airport, because you guys all left quite a bit earlier than me.
Did you hear me get up?
No.
My alarm was 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah, no, I was dead to the world. When I looked at the flight board, 75% of them were delayed, and I went, "Oh no, this feels oddly familiar." But you know what? Flight to Mini, little 10-minute delay, no problem.
Oh, see, and I was actually, because I ended up seeing your post, but first I saw Frank's post of the flight board, and I was like, oh my God, BM is still there. Like, he's fucked. And then you mentioned something in the group chat, And after like 30 minutes, you didn't respond. And I was like, "Whew, he's good. If he's not responding, it's definitely because he's safely up in the air."
Is this the most you guys have flown in a 1.5 month period in your life?
For me, it's not even close.
This is it, eh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot of flights, and you've had some delays. You've been stuck in some airports.
Yeah, Liam and I got to the Fort Lauderdale airport at 8:30 a.m. Eastern, and I walked through my front door in St. Albert at 2 a.m. Mountain. So you can kind of do the math on that day. Not a lot of fun.
Wow.
So,
And I got delayed on the way home from Minneapolis. Weather was fine, but there was a plane coming in from Newark or something that had a bunch of people that were supposed to be connecting to Edmonton. And that flight was late. So they were in this like weird limbo about, do we wait for them? Do we leave without them? So I was delayed another 40 minutes.
I've been like on the ground floor of seeing your guys' flight woes. It's been very well noted. This is the furthest distance 2 Stanley Cup teams have had to travel. I listen to other podcasts that are traveling from Florida to Edmonton, and they all talk about their flight woes. What do we make of an NHL hockey team not being on top of their travel plans? Or was this their travel plan? And are they just terrible at planning this? They had to know a storm was rolling in. Why would you show up the day before the game? The reason there's 3 days between 3 days between the games, ultimately 2 rest days, is to get there, get climatized, get in your zone. Why, in your mind, did the Florida Panthers delay taking off from Florida?
It's also the first time in over...
The weather, I think, played a factor.
No, the weather stopped them from when their flight was. Why didn't they fly out a day earlier?
Like the Oilers.
Why wouldn't they do that? And who does book the Florida Panthers flights? It's the Florida Panthers, is it not?
Goalie.
Yeah.
Somebody said to me it was like the NHL. Why would the NHL not have them come in a day early? And I was like, what does the NHL have to do with their flight plans? It's the Florida Panthers.
Maybe it was their choice to leave that day.
Give them
like more time with their families.
Yeah.
That's a really
one more sleep in your own bed.
But in hindsight, doesn't this look like a really bad decision? They're getting cooked over it. No, I hope
they lose.
I hope they lose.
This shit.
I hope they do too. But
I guess to just explore your point, it is interesting because every time I looked at the weather app on my phone in Florida, it was constantly storm watch, flood watch, like just constantly. So when I was on my way to the airport, I asked the Uber driver, he goes, That's Fort Lauderdale, man. Mm-hmm. So maybe they just thought it was another day in the life.
But we were
advantage Oilers
for what, 3 days? Well, you were there longer, and we must have experienced like 7 storms.
Yeah, it would go from monsooning to a very sunny day.
Yeah, well, back to monsooning, back to sunny. It was wild.
The show I listened to is sending people out to the beach, and their comment was, nobody's going to be on the beach. And they were like, well, there's Canadians that traveled here. They'll probably be on the beach. But apparently the weather was so bad that people weren't going to the beach. People weren't going.
We had good days.
Yeah.
We had some good days. Mm. Like there was one day where it was kind of like a normal work day. So I decided I was going to, and Jay did the same thing, pop my AirPods in, handle my calls while walking around.
Oh, sweating.
I walked half a block and I was drenched. Just gross. So I went into a cafe to buy an iced coffee and I was almost embarrassed to go in there. I was so sweaty.
I went in shirtless to a Starbucks, sweaty. Met a fellow Oilers fan in there.
Oh,
great.
There were a lot of Oilers fans down for game 1.
There was. Shout out Elbow Room.
And Yard House.
The Elbow Room. You went to the Elbow Room?
Yes, sir.
Did you see Mr. McDavid?
Every time we were there.
Yeah. That was apparently where a Miami Herald writer went up and asked him if he had heard of the quote from the other Miami Herald writer, Greg Cody, calling him overrated, Mick overrated.
Why would you go to Mr. McDavid in a bar and ask him that?
Quote.
Because
they were having a drink actually, and it kind of came out. And then he looked at him and he was like, "Are you Greg Cody?" And the guy's like, "No, that's not me." And he's like, "So you've heard this? Yeah. Has Connor heard this? Yeah, but we're not paying any attention to it." So just to let you know, hey, it does get around.
Well, because it's nonsense.
It is nonsense. But here's the thing. Okay, so that guy, Greg Cody, is on a show that I listen to religiously. I love the show. And I love Greg Cody. I think he's hilarious. He was doing a thing, and they have a saying on that show, you don't get the show. He was trying to rile up Canada. It was his whole mission to get clicks, to get Canadian clicks, and it worked. And then he had Mike Johnson on, and he doubled down, and it worked. We played right into his hand.
I was going to say TSN did like 4 separate pieces with 4 different analysts. And I just kept looking at it being like, if we kind of if we ignore this, it goes away, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Like this is a guy who doesn't cover hockey.
This is how you hype hockey playoffs.
Which is why I honestly think like having ESPN have the NHL rights and having these Stanley Cup final rights and not having them like buried on NBC, which is going to cut to your local news after the final buzzer. Like when you're down in the States and you're watching SportsCenter, they have like a vested interest in showcasing it and promoting the ever loving hell out of it. And it's really good, man. Like the ratings are way up. I think Connor McDavid being in a cup final is massive for the sport, obviously, but we're seeing like the results of it. It's good. It's good.
Well, there's always going to be that one guy that does that. So it's fine. I truly believe in my heart of hearts that is not his opinion.
He self admitted before he made the take that all year he had watched 6 Connor McDavid hockey games. He even said in an interview with Mike Johnson when they were going back and forth, he's like, well, what does Connor play? Like what, 7-8 minutes a night? Like, it's not like he can make that big of an impact. And the guy was like, oh God, that's how you know who you're arguing with. The guy's doing exactly what he wanted to do. He's getting clicks and it worked. And all I wanted to do on every single one of those posts was just put the gif of a guy fishing because we took the bait. Canada took the bait and we ran with it. And we gave this guy some serious exposure.
We're talking about it again right now.
Yeah, we are. Because I love it.
And I wrote it down in the timestamp so Pat can clip it.
So play on the ice. Let's talk about play on the ice. Okay.
Okay.
You guys were at game 1, game 2, boots on the ground.
Yeah.
Game 1, obviously, that game was, you could take a lot of positives away from it.
Mm-hmm.
We got goalied, whatever. It's been discussed ad nauseum.
Got a lot of shots.
We did. Game 2, kind of a different story. We knew they were going to come out hard.
Not a lot of shots.
That game was a lot harder to check the emotions at the end of it, for me at least.
They still had a chance to win it. In that second period, the building, you could hear a pin drop.
Yep.
So we just had to keep kind of clogging up the middle like we've been doing and just kind of defending in our own zone and just trying to break through. And that game could have stayed 1-0.
I just also think that from an Oilers perspective, it's hard to get a flow on the game when you have 17 minutes in penalties.
That was my thought too, was
I'm
like,
not going to shit on the refs. I actually thought they were pretty bad for both teams, but like ultimately you spent almost a third of the game in the box.
but you know how you have those weird games? Like, so Fogle gets kicked out. Now
Awful call.
we're down a forward. One angle, it looks like he stuck out his knee. The other angle, it looks like he was actually trying to get out of the way of being tripped in need.
Yeah.
You know, and it's a borderline call, and that's fine. It's the playoffs, but he gets kicked out. So now we clearly need another centerman up the middle.
Well, he's on a centerman,
Sorry,
but yeah.
we need another winger. It means they're going to move. So what did they end up doing? Did they move a centerman to the wing and just play?
Well, Vander Kane didn't play a ton and
Darnell couldn't get out. Like, it was a weird game where the coaches, you could see the frustration. I've never seen Chris Knobloch all that frustrated on the bench. Like,
He turned red. I didn't even know he had that shot in the bag.
when that puck got flipped out and they didn't make that call, that was the most animated I've ever seen that man. And you could tell that the things that were happening in the game were impacting his anxiety level. He was not as calm, cool, and collected. And that was just one of those games where you're like, there's a bunch of outside factors here that's happening that is going to make this game like really one that you have to dig deep to win.
I too had a red face when I saw the replay of how that should have been a penalty. I don't blame them.
They can't review that, and that drove me nuts.
Next year
They
they
had a
can
huddle.
though. Can they not? Tyler, isn't that a rule? That's coming in
yeah,
next
there's
year?
something coming, I think.
They had a
Think.
huddle. They also had a huddle about the 5-minute. Got both wrong.
And Luosterainen got the fastest reconstructive knee surgery in the history of the human world.
Listen, there was 3 knees in that game. Bennett right before that on Bouchard. Pretty much the same play. Like, Bouchard doesn't stay down, so it's not a 5. Is that where we're at now?
Yep.
And then on Janmark, he gets up, so again, not a 5. All 3 of them should have been 2s.
Bouchard should have acted like he was actually dead when Ekblad choked him, just to see maybe you get a 5 out of that.
Maybe.
The only one
They bring
life
TD
sentence?
Force out and like resuscitate him on the ice, make a whole thing. It's got to be 5.
It's a theater.
The only one that I get real mad at is the Sam Carrick penalty.
Sticking a guy in the dick.
You're
You're not. You're
It's
not
just
for that.
so.
Didn't Kachuk do that to McDavid on the breakaway?
You gotta have more discipline than that. McDavid on that breakaway was
choking Evan Bouchard.
Yeah,
everything's out. And once you go to the guillotine choke, everything's out the window.
That is a bad look for Bouchard. But have you ever been choked like that? Where
Not by Aaron Ekblad.
You think the person behind you might not know just how tight they have it, and you really can't breathe. That's a panicked feeling, and he's tapping, and Ekblad doesn't seem to realize it. Terrible look.
Yeah.
So that's my instinct, right to the eyes.
You've never seen a more appropriate 3-second clip, though, of the Oilers losing a game than him getting choked up and tapping desperately. Like, how'd the game go?
The quickest way to get Ekblad to release would have been for Bush to turn around and go harder.
Tyler.
That's funny.
Tyler.
Oh, now you're the police on this stuff?
Oh my
Oh,
god.
fucking
What
please.
Listen, Chalmers, I've been up since 4 a.m.
Horny police,
I've watched 5 episodes of The Crown already today. And you know what I'm going to tell you I've learned about this series? It wasn't Prince Charles's fault. It was Diana's.
It always is.
I think I'm mushing the two shows together, the hockey and The Crown, but that's what I know.
You think it's Diana's?
She's pretty crazy, man.
Yeah. Well, let's get to our
Are we going to let them take a
I
left
need to
turn
think
like
about
this?
this. I need to think. I need to
Are we
think
going to
about
let this happen?
I need to think about this. I need to think about this.
I'm going on
Yeah,
the show.
think
that came
about
out
it and
4
come back
years
next week
ago
with
'cause I
a-
just watched it.
Oh, it's frustrating, hey, when no one wants to talk about what you want to talk about.
Why? What do you want to talk about? Ads.
Back into the choking thing, kind of honestly.
Tyler.
Oh, Tyler.
Now, I was gonna say this on O&E and then I didn't.
About Diana?
No, about the choke.
It's a safe spot.
Oh.
It's a safe spot, Jay.
Ding, ding, ding.
You think a front hand choke is more masculine than a rear naked choke?
Like
Look at Tyler.
was he actually getting choked that hard?
Well,
Tap it out pretty
I don't
hard.
think
But he was also just like tapping like this.
big Adam's apple.
Like get your arm. Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
That's why I didn't think of I think the tap out's being overblown, and I don't think the choking was as hard, and I think the tap was just like, hey, stop.
If you're getting choked, though, do you tap or do you try and turn around with all your
You would
might and
probably,
start
like, try to
fighting
do
back?
like a elbow body shot
Yeah.
or
But
something.
But his eye was rolling back.
So
in
that's
his
what.
head.
But were they? That's why I don't think it was that
Jesus.
severe.
Tyler's laughing so hard a notification came up on the TV.
Oh, we got an update.
Just leave it; it'll go away.
It was a bad look for the Oilers, though. Like, if it was really, really
It's
bad.
not a good
The
look.
bad look was those two mistakes by the choke not the choker, that led to those 2 goals.
Did Warren Fogle walk down the runway and out of our life? Is he his last game?
No,
He's
we
playing
don't
tonight,
have a
isn't he?
choice. We don't have bodies.
Yeah.
Tim Gleason was almost getting the call up.
Ben Gleason, if we're calling
Jackie Gleason.
Tim Gleason, as in
Tyler's
like the
favorite
New
episode.
Orleans
Wow.
Saints.
We're losing Tyler.
Okay, I can host the show.
He's been on the road too long. He's come back scrambled.
and I just had a day today, so my brain is just at like this much percent. So,
So
I
is
just
choke the new piss?
as you,
Are they
Did you
related?
just say Tyler and then say that sentence?
Is choke the new piss?
Choking
No,
is gonna
I
be
know.
like this.
I thought you were admonishing him for being so freaky.
no, just a couple of things that jokes I know I can't make.
Bouchard's
So
going to roll into the rink with an Ekblad shirt that says daddy on the back.
Did you see Kachuk making fun of his eyes?
yeah,
And
Aye.
they won a Memorial Cup together. They used to be
They did it on the ice?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
He
jeez.
stuck him and then he went like this after, like, ugh.
A weird
They
cut.
used to be teammates.
Well, shows the relationship they had, I guess.
Damn, Bouchard.
Or, well, and also Kachuk's cold-blooded.
yeah. Anyways,
There was a one thing that showed me that Connor was like, we were leaving him out a little too long. I'm just trying to pivot.
Why was Connor left out too long?
No, like that he was playing too many minutes. He got a breakaway and
I could barely breathe.
could barely breathe because he was choking for air.
I think everyone is very injured at this point in the season.
I will try
I
not
think the
to
Oilers in
breathe.
this instance might be more injured than the Panthers.
yep.
He almost
Considering
still
the
scored
Panthers
on
are
that.
missing no regulars tonight, I would agree with that.
So Barkov's playing.
Yeah. As soon as he came out, Draisaitl wasn't suspended. The Panthers were like, and Barkov's fine. On the ice, the notification game, Draisaitl not suspended. Barkov took off his non-contact jersey and put on a contact jersey and was like, I'm good.
That hit.
He put
Can we
away the
analyze
coloring
that
books he
hit
was
for a
getting
minute?
Christmas.
What was the Draisaitl on Barkov? Yeah, he's going for it. Barkov's lowered.
That's what I was saying
Right?
too. Like he's down.
He's
6-7
down
inches.
low. Draisaitl's a big guy, tall guy, and let's be honest, he doesn't play the lowest you can play. He plays pretty straight up. So he's going in for a hit. His elbow is in his chest and he's excelling with his body. And like, so he leads with the elbow, but it's not like he had it out. It was just the first point of contact.
Yeah. No, it's.
And so I didn't see such a big egregious hit like some other people did.
Well, and Sam Bennett left his feet again. Bennett left his feet earlier in that game to steamroll Broberg. And the difference is Broberg gets up. Barkov, gets up, does his little hobble down the tunnel thing, and the refs want to talk about it. So it's just all it is.
Did they review that?
Yeah, they reviewed it for a major.
Oh, They should have called it off as a penalty.
They should have. And the other thing that fucking drives me nuts is when you sit here and you have to listen to a bunch of the media after, be like, well, if Barkov's going to miss the game, then you need to suspend Draisaitl. And it's like, that's not how this shit works. Like that's not how suspensions work in sports.
Two for the penalty and two an infraction, two for the embellishment.
That's such an easy, like, a hot take that you can make, but it just doesn't make any sense. Because right now we're talking about two of the three best players in this series and it happening to them.
Yeah.
Right. So Draisaitl does that to Luosterainen. That conversation doesn't come up, but we're talking about if Barkov can't play, Draisaitl should sit down. Well, it's an easy thing to like have a 5-minute segment and waste time with and argue it out. But that is the stupidest thing I've ever fucking heard. I don't think it was egregious as anything Trouba's done. He didn't leave his feet. He just hit a dude and he just happened to get him on the button with an elbow that was tucked. It wasn't out. It was tucked.
It was more of a forearm too.
It was more of a forearm shiver. And I didn't even understand really what happened because it wasn't like so egregious. It must have just hit him right in the right spot on like the cheek or the temple.
Yeah, where he knew he could.
That kind of just like dazed him because he did have a tough time getting up. He kind of looked a little dazed, but it wasn't egregious. Like it wasn't an act of violence. It was just a fucking hit. And people are like, oh, Draisaitl knew who he was hitting. Yeah, you're going to lay a big hit on their best player.
And normally Barkov is standing up and he's a moose. So he's got to jump into it just to have him feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see a problem with the hit, but I think that's kind of obvious or whatever. Anyways.
You know what Prince Philip did when he needed to cool out? He restored an antique carriage.
Okay.
I may have watched too much of The Crown today.
I think so. Are you just watching this to try to keep your mind off of the fact that we got a big game tonight?
Yeah, man. That's why I was up at 4 a.m. It ain't because I'm like, sweet, I wonder what 4 a.m. would look like.
Does anybody like, I know you guys are traveling, but people who like the night when we lost that game too, I had a tough time. I've preached on here, hold your emotions, don't get too low, don't get too high.
Like Prince Philip.
That was really hard. Yes, just like Prince Philip. I had a really hard time with that that night. The next day, I kind of tried to block it out of my mind. I didn't want to hear anything. Friends texting, you've got those dipshit friends of yours that'll say shit on a group chat that just want to stick a little needle in you, just poke and prod you because they know you care. And you just try to ignore it. And then the hope starts to come back, right? I found that around yesterday night, Wednesday. Today I woke up and it was just like, felt like a Friday, Christmas morning again. The hope is back. The sun is out.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that's feeling this way? And right now I'm electric. I am jacked.
I think the Oilers win tonight, and tomorrow we're not that worried.
We could be in the same position we were in game 4, the last 2 series. We win tonight. We're right back there where game 4 is the most important game of the series.
I think the tough part, like in hindsight, it's always easy to look and go like, you just take it game by game, just like you did against Dallas, right? No one was sitting there saying the Oilers are going to rattle off 3 straight wins against the Stars. If they were being called crazy, right? But you just go win 1, win the next one. You just keep the ball rolling.
If you can win 2, if they can win the 2 here, man, does that get Florida thinking?
But even that feels like daunting right now. You have to. For me,
get through it.
I know.
It's daunting because of what game 1 looked like, and we couldn't get the job done despite shelling Bobrovsky. And then go into the next game, and even though we might not necessarily had a reason to win, but the chance to win was there, and we literally just gave it to them and then folded for the second half of that game. So you're like, there's no to have seeds of doubt is justified, but we got to to Chalmers' point, we have to move past it and get excited because we're in the Stanley Cup fucking playoffs. And this is a massive accomplishment. And we're in the moment right now. And in the moment, it sucks because we're down 2-0. But we're still in the series. It's still the finals. It's not over. So coming in tonight, so that's the reason to be excited. We have a chance to get the Stanley Cup Finals back on the rails, and that's exciting. And we believe they can do it. Line of matchups, we can control that. Yeah, we're a bit banged up. Can we get in Bobrovsky's head as a fan base?
More pond hockey on the power play.
Road hockey.
Road hockey.
Yeah, just and make the adjustments they need to, and also just attack the net. Like these are all like they've been Connor's been watching every second of play for the last 2 days. I'm sure of it on how he can be better and coach the people he need on the PP and whatever around him to be better, to better execute against these guys. Like we've proven we can play with them. Man, they can choke you out of the middle, but you know what? Fucking take a teaspoon of cement, harden the fuck up, and go take that ice from those guys.
Yeah, we played a really perimeter game, but a soft interior game.
We have to attack the middle.
We have got to be better at that.
Attack it. Fucking chip pucks deep. Run, get fucking in front of Bobrovsky. Like these guys, like they're now the underdog. They're now like that's the mentality they're taking. So put the effort now needed for an underdog to win.
I'm excited.
Go full Rudy.
I'm excited to see what a lot of people are calling out in the media going to be the most electric atmosphere in hockey in years tonight.
It better
at Rogers
be.
Place.
Oh, it will
better be. And fans, you better be too.
You guys posted a post on OilersNation.com on
Never
Instagram. The original Paul Lauriel Game 6.
When the mic actually failed?
When the mic actually failed
Now
and he
we
held it
just
up
pretend.
and everybody sang. And that gave me shivers today.
Yeah.
I was watching it. I want to be sitting on my couch tonight because I am not lucky enough to go to the game, and we will get
the video version of Paul Lauriel tonight.
That'd be sick.
Oh man, would that be good on the big screen?
Voice again.
But I want to hear everybody's talking about how this city is going to be
we need
electric.
Game
And it
6
has been.
mentality.
I drove through downtown just to feel it, just to on my way here, just to see what was going on over by the moss pit, over by the arena. Everybody's got jerseys. I mean,
the amount of people just driving anywhere in the city that you drive past who are wearing jerseys in their cars is electric. God.
Yeah.
I want to win tonight, and I want this place to go nuts. And Jay, we talked about this on the show. Like everyone who's someone in the hockey world is in Edmonton right now.
Yeah.
And they're getting to see Edmonton at a great time of the year. It's such a beautiful day today. And now I want them to
showcase.
Yeah, I want to showcase it. I want the fan base to go nuts. I want the Oilers to win 6-1. I want that building to be going insane. I want everyone to see
hongs horning. I want horns honking until 2 a.m. I want people in the goddamn towers of the JW Marriott not to be able to sleep tonight because there's "Let's go Oilers" all over downtown. That's what I want. I think that's the perfect midpoint of the story. It's the crescendo. It's getting to the peak, right? Every good story has a peak.
Every good car dealer in town, I want them to be their horn maintenance department booked out solid because everybody burned their horns out honking after victories.
Once I had to get the horn replaced in my old Jeep.
Really?
Yeah.
And it didn't stop honking.
You wore it out or what? You big honker?
No, my ex-girlfriend's brother drove into my car while it was parked once, and he messed up the piece that connects it, and they were like, "Yeah, we reconnected it. Don't worry." And then the place I went to get my car,
did it make
fixed up, so it goes instead of going honk, it goes beep. Flash forward, I end up selling that car back to a dealer.
Tyler, they said.
So I end up selling the car back to a dealership, and a few months goes by. I'm going to beer league. One of my buddies who just moved back into town from Ottawa bought himself a new car. Parking lot for beer league. I'm like, "Hey, Alex, what's up?" He goes, "Hey," and he goes, locks his car, and I hear that meep. And I look, I'm like, "Where did you get that Jeep Compass?" And he was like, "Oh, I just bought it from so-and-so dealership." I'm like, "Honk it again." Meep. I'm like, "Dude, you bought my Jeep. That's the horn."
You didn't recognize it other than to hear it? What are you,
it's a generic black Jeep. He could have gotten it anywhere, but then you hear the horn.
I mean, every car's got its subtle little things. I'd know my trucks. I'd know my old cars if I saw them in a heartbeat.
I'd know my Dynasty.
I'd know my old Ford F-150. I'd definitely know my old CRX.
I'd know your CRX. Shit,
That
that
fucking
seatbelt extender thing on it. That's
you
gangster.
I'm surprised you didn't notice that. But it was beer league. You were having some cocktails.
It also
in
wasn't
the,
I was just looking too. The point is, I heard the horn. All comes back to horns and horn maintenance.
You need to know horn maintenance. You're
Yeah.
going to go through a horn in season.
I think I need some horn maintenance tonight, down south. Some manscaping.
Tyler.
What the fuck?
Jeez,
Oh.
Tyler.
Not that kind of horn. Okay, so this brings me to my next question, boys.
All right.
Okay.
Tonight
Yeah.
for the game, I already asked JR.
Is this a
playing?
keep it or cut it?
Are we doing
Can it-
that?
can it
Let's
be?
do it. Let's
All
do
right,
it.
well, let's make this. Chalmers has a question, so let's go. Let's make it a keep it or cut it for our friends at Great Clips with more than 4,400 hair salons across the United States and Canada. It's the world's largest hair salon brand and official hair salon of the NHL. And your time is valuable, which is why they have the Great Clips check-in app. You can see the wait time, check in on your phone, and get your haircut when you want. For more information, check out greatclips.com. Great Clips, it's going to be great. To Chalmers for keep it or cut it.
This was a question about what you guys are doing for the game tonight, so I'm going to try to pivot.
I thought maybe you had something
Okay.
lined up for me.
Keep it or cut it. Singing the national anthem at your house with your family.
Keep it.
Cut it. That's a little weird.
Keep it. Crawford loves it.
Wanye Jr. takes his hand and puts it on his heart and sings 2% of the words correct.
Okay, now you guys have made it
Do you
adorable,
have
so
people
keep it.
over who do not abide by the take your hat off for the national anthems?
If you're not at the rink, you don't have to.
Wait one damn minute. Why?
I don't do it if I'm at home either.
Homies, you're supposed to take your hat off for the
Respect
national
the
anthem,
troops.
regardless of where you are. If you're singing it, you're living it, you're
Well,
taking
'cause
your hat off.
You know, saying every national anthem, Prince Philip.
But I'm usually also not like all that dialed into the TV when
yeah,
it's
like if
on.
I'm watching at home and the anthems are on, I'm probably like going to get a beer. I'm probably like shuffling stuff, getting the laptop ready to go.
What do you guys start getting ready for the game at 6:10?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yeah.
It's this type of preparation that's got us down to 0-2. Okay, boys?
Oh, God.
It's time.
I took my hat off when we were at the rink and I stood and applauded very hard for all the veterans they brought on the screen.
Wow.
They do a good job of that. I like that. They need to sing their national anthem though.
When I'm at home, no, I'm not like standing up for the anthem. If I'm on my couch, I'm on my
I
phone.
guess we're just a different breed then. We're just a vibe over at my house.
Some of us care about the troops. Some of us care only on Troop Day, whatever that holiday is. I can't recall. Too much crown for me, they said.
Got all your national holidays
You can't
confused.
get up that early, Wanye, on a game day. You'll be fried by 4 p.m.
I like when you give us keep it or cut it's for this great clip segment. And then it helps really stir my creative side to see where we can go from there.
Keep it or cut it to changing your jersey after game 2.
Oh, keep it. I'm switching to Eki.
So I wore my royal blue Nuge for a lot of these playoffs.
Mhm.
And then I bought myself a little treat before we went down to Florida and I got myself a
It's
nice.
0-2. Burn it.
I can't wear it tonight.
No,
Oh, but it's nice and I bought it for this occasion. So like, why can't I wear it?
It is nice.
because you're down 0-2 with it. And you're in a position where you have other jerseys to switch to.
I do, but maybe I should. Royal blue because they're at home.
Can I see if I can give Jay a different opinion on that or a different way of thinking about
Can you
this?
say it as a keep it or cut it?
Yes, keep it or cut it. Change my jersey after game 2. I have been locked into my Messier jersey. I've been wearing my cowboy hat. I've been sitting at home. I have been cheering. I have been yeehawing
Jesus.
every single time we score. Now, if I change the Messier jersey for game 3 to my Nuge jersey, then I have to, if we win, keep that tradition for game 4.
That's where I'm at.
Correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Well, my beautiful.
Or you treat it as a Calvin Pickard situation.
Ooh, talk
mean-
to it. Talk to the jersey. Say,
Just
listen,
like,
Mistake
you're
is
you're gonna have another opportunity here.
Do a job for the Moose here. Give me a W, Moose. You're back in.
Okay,
I thought
because
Kelly Pickard was his wife. Here, I'm checking. It's his sister on Twitter.
my wife for Father's Day gave me the present of a lifetime,
Another son.
Gross.
and then after that, she gave me tickets to Game 4, and I have to go in the cowboy hat
Yes.
with the Messier jersey.
Yes.
But if I don't wear it tonight and we win, you're telling me I just have to have a quick conversation with it?
I'm saying I'm saying like we cannot forget the factor and the role Calvin Pickard played in this playoff run.
So do I have to call my Nuge jersey Calvin Pickard and say, listen, Mess, you're coming back in game 4.
I'm seeing you tonight, Mess.
Yep.
I'm giving you a seat. I'm gonna give Nuge a shot.
Okay.
Are you going to really?
And I'm going to go back to you in game 4. Nugent's going to give you some time and space and rest that you need. Nugent's going game 3. He's going to get that dub.
I have not worn Nuge these whole playoffs. It's only been Mess.
Actual Mark Messier.
We saw Mess at the elbow room.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Mark Messier is in Edmonton. Why do you want to wear a Messier jersey when he's actually here? What if you bump into him in a Nuge jersey?
Exactly.
No,
I have to.
Messier at home, Mark.
The only thing I need is a signed Gretzky jersey and a signed Messier jersey. I've been wearing the Messier jersey because it's been good luck. But if I see him, he will sign it. And I will say, can you sign it just like Mess did with your friend? Because we are friends now. And
Can you say
I
your
will
friend,
I will hang that thing up for the rest of its life.
Yeah. So I don't know, Chalmers. Like I'm switching the jersey, and I will stay with it. But I don't mind the Calvin Pickard treatment.
Okay, I'm gonna go Nuge tonight. That's it. You sold me. And I will have I will have a cover. Don't do that. I will have a conversation with Mess, and I will say, look, just like Knobloch said to all the other players, this is not forever. This is for one game. This is for you to get your head right.
Quick reset.
Quick reset.
You know how to summon Mark Messier, right?
How do I summon him?
You open 3 bags of Lay's and then say his name 6 times and he'll show up.
True.
If and when I do meet Mark Messier, do I bring up the time he was at my house and we played blackjack?
Yes, Chalmers, and you make it about yourself. Like
What?
we talked to goddamn Smeed that one time.
How have you never told that story on this podcast?
My mom was the assistant general manager at the Edmonton Country Club
Okay, yeah.
for 35 years. And in 1987, we had a barbecue, and they had she was always doing Wayne Gretzky's golf tournament. So they've become friends, and she'd become friends with Mark Messier and Craig McTavish. She basically did everything for them. They used to have functions there. It was a whole thing. It was the 80s. It was awesome.
Mm-hmm.
They used to do like they used to bring the Stanley Cup there when they would win it, and we would go there as kids, and they would do like autograph signings at the Edmonton Country Club. And she invited them to the barbecue. We were having a barbecue, and they showed up. Craig McTavish, Steve Smith, and Mark Messier. And Mark Messier was my hero. And so he was like, let's play cards. Let's play blackjack for $1 a hand. And I was like, let's do it. And he only had American money on him because they had just come back from a road trip. And we played blackjack. His hands are so big. We played blackjack on his hand.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. 2 hands. And we played, and I won, and I took that $1. And do you think I kept it? Do you think I got him to sign it?
Do you still have it?
No, I spent it like within 20 minutes.
Oh,
That's a
at
lot
the
of
store for candy.
well, that took a turn.
Yeah, no.
Probably
But,
redeemed it at par.
but then I went outside and I saw his 1986 Porsche 911 Carrera black with the fin. And I was just like, what is this doing in my neighborhood?
Damn.
It was electric. And yeah, we got pictures and it was very cool. And you know, the seat he was sitting in, do you ever remember those wicker, like throne type of chairs?
Yeah.
Where like they had this big, almost peacock style head on them.
Yeah.
He sat in that all night. So yeah, that's the time I met Mark Messier.
It would have been painful then if you would have been at the elbow room with us when you were there, because if you so much as glanced past him or PK Subban, there was a security guard being like, hey, not happening. Nope.
So I sat at a table, and I also felt like Mark Messier thought I was staring at him, but I was watching the TV behind him. Tyler went to sit at the same table as me, nowhere near them, so we could chat.
Yeah.
Big men, get out of here.
Yeah. Get out of here. Nope. I'm like, oh, I just want to sit and talk. And nope. We have VIPs here. I was like, yeah, like, fuck, I can see that, buddy. I don't give a shit about PK Subban. Like, I just want to sit at the table with my friend.
The elbow room is a very old and like dingy bar. Apparently it was very dingy back in the day.
It's
and
back in the
still
day.
is.
Right now.
Back in the
Yeah.
day,
So
like Kurt
it only
maybe
takes
they haven't had
cash.
VIPs
It's
there for a while, you guys.
No, all they
No.
do is get
That's
VIPs
all
there.
they get. It's
Well then,
legendary.
Yeah.
maybe they don't know how hockey guys are. Hockey guys every so often want to talk and hang out with the people.
Also, I don't know if we talked about it on Real Life or on ONE. Very weird that Igor Shesterkin was just there.
Yeah, he was just chilling.
That didn't make a ton of sense.
He
May not
hasn't
have
left.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was our theory.
He still thinks there's game 7. He's like, fuck, do we play tomorrow? God damn. All right, we're going to continue along with the show, but first we got to step aside for a quick break. And I can also tell everyone to take part in the Daily Faceoff Playoff Parlay Challenge. Head to dailyfaceoff.com now. Click the DFO Games tab in the top right corner. Make your picks. There's like 7 questions they kind of rattle off and ask you. And if you're correct and you win, you could be winning gift cards. There we got prizes for every game, prizes for every round, prizes for the whole playoffs, ranging from gift cards to jerseys for your favorite teams. Play today, dailyfaceoff.com, and click on the DFO Games tab.
Click.
Why?
He's clicking on the games.
Click on the games
Oh,
tab.
clicking. Oh, I thought you
See,
were
he's
like,
playing.
I thought maybe I messed something
Theater
up.
of the
And
mind.
I thought I messed something up in that you were telling me to like click and like edit it out later. It was good though. I think I got people relatively fired up. For the Daily
fired
PSL
up.
playoff
Chalmers
parlay
is
challenge.
signing up right now. Look at him.
I am.
What did you want to say?
So talking about the 80s and the Messiers, I was reading a thing the other day on Instagram when Semenko was going to fight Muhammad Ali.
Oh, I saw that.
The details of this event, like the 80s are just a chaotic time. So who planned this event? Mark Messier's uncle, Larry Messier.
Shyster. Known shyster.
Is he?
Probably.
Probably. We're getting sued. They're like,
Chalmers' opinion, not ours.
we want this guy goes to the Oilers at the time in Northlands Coliseum and goes, I'm going to bring in Muhammad Ali to fight 3 rounds Dave Semenko. And they're like, cool. This reminds us of last summer when Gretzky raced Pele at the fucking football stadium.
And Sugar Ray Leonard.
What the fuck was going on?
Man,
here in
how
the
great
80s?
was that though?
But how were they just bringing people to town for these crazy ass? Like their main worry apparently was that Semenko would piss off Muhammad Ali and Muhammad Ali would like kill him. They were really, they're like, don't try too hard, Semenko, because Muhammad Ali still has it. And Semenko's like, holy fuck. Like, that's cool.
That is
super
well.
cool.
Larry Messier put it all together.
And-
He's like, Mark, I've been watching from the stands. I got ideas.
In
Big
that
ideas.
In that Gretzky foot race, he roasted them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would you like to see? What's the modern day equivalent?
I would like to see Connor race Cardi B.
Connor,
Great
UFC
TV.
ring, Connor McGregor.
Nope. Now he could kick his ass. Conor McGregor ain't fighting. Nope.
No.
Well, maybe Ekblad.
Ryan Reeves.
Ekblad's got the chokehold nailed down.
Ryan Reeves versus.
It's got to be intersport, guys. Muhammad Ali.
That's what I mean.
Oh,
I was
Ryan
thinking
Reeves
Oilers,
versus a
too.
boxer. Pick a boxer. Not like Anthony Joshua or any of these guys because they're fucking crazy.
Would Jake Paul fight Conor McGregor? Right, David?
Yeah.
What?
That'd be cool.
What?
Who
You
else to
can't
ride
have.
in diving contest.
No. Okay, wait. You're talking
3
about
meter high
a
dive.
boxer
Yeah.
who's the greatest at the time
Fighting our captain,
fighting
who cannot fight.
Dave Semenko, who was the toughest guy in the NHL at the time.
Right.
So pick a boxer right now.
Logan Paul.
Don't even know any. I love that. That's the only one we know. Canelo. And put him against Ryan Reeves.
Ryan Reeves is not an Oiler.
No, the biggest time. Okay, it has to be an Oiler.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying
Evander
to.
Kane.
I was trying to think of doing like a fun Oilers connection because in the 80s they were doing all this
Oh,
stuff. Like
okay.
when
I want
Gretzky raced all
former
those
Oiler
guys.
Taylor Yamamoto to fight Yao Ming at Churchill Square for $1 million. That'd be unbelievable.
Have you seen these clips on Twitter of 2-on-1 fighting?
Oh my God.
yeah.
Oh, those
Dude,
are so good.
I
You were
saw
showing
one
me
from
that in
Romania
Florida.
where there was a guy
like
versus
a
2
sanctioned
girls.
That was the one Tyler showed me. It was
It's
a
like
big
an
guy versus
octagon.
2 women.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
It's
basically like you take a guy and then that instance was 2 girls. I've seen one with 2 guys and it
The
just
one with 2 guys was World Strongman or something, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah, I saw that, and he was just like batting them off of him like gnats.
yeah, that's wild. And like the ones where they fight inside a car or fight in a telephone
Phone booth. I saw
Oh, the
that.
phone booth.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
An MMA
You
fight
ever been in a phone booth, your Chuck?
No.
I wonder if they have phone booths anywhere. Is there still one by Sherlock's?
Not
Remember there
since
used to be an
9/11.
old red one by Sherlock's downtown?
Probably.
You get in a phone booth trying to fight somebody else. That's hard.
Tight spot.
This is
Is everybody giddy for the game tonight?
I don't
Tired,
know.
man. I got up early.
Okay, so I want to ask my question. JR, you're going to the game. You're going to the game. That's my question.
I thought you said someone asked me a question.
No, I'm saying,
You asked me
no,
a
I don't
question.
want somebody to ask me a question. I want to ask you a question. You're going to the game, JR.
Yes.
How's everybody else enjoying this game tonight? Bag milk.
I'm going with Jay.
You lucky son of a bitch. You're Chuck?
Also going with Jay.
No!
No, I'm just kidding. I'm going with my dad.
Nice. Wanye Jr.?
No, on Junior.
Nice.
Got us this far.
Yeah. I hope that you guys go straight after this cast, go down to the Moss Pit, downtown area, and really absorb it all. Don't just go for puck drop. Don't be getting ready for during the anthem, grabbing a beer. Get down there early, because on Saturday, I'm probably going to go down there at 1 o'clock. Walk around.
I do like the 6 o'clock puck drop. There's something special about both walking in and potentially walking out with the sun up after an Oilers win. I love that. That's the best feeling in the world.
Go down there early. Watch the Huey Lewis tribute band.
Go have a beer at Greta
No, Our Lady Peace today.
That's who it is.
and Cardi B
Power
Saturday.
of Love, though, if they could buzz that out, that'd be
I
great.
saw Huey
What's the
Lewis
best?
at
What's the
Shaw
best Our
Convention
Lady
Center.
Peace song, Jer? Do you remember it?
What's that?
What's the best Our Lady Peace song?
Superman's dead.
Superman's dead, Playboy.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Don't say ugly.
Oh yeah, he sings like that, eh? Why?
Oh, what's the one? I'm singing in my head, but I can't say the words.
You can't say the words. Why not?
And I can't see the.
Oh, that's called Life.
That's a
I used to be
terrible
a big
song.
OLP guy back in the day.
Would you call them Our Lady Peace or would you abbreviate?
Oh, you got preparing for my time in this company. Abbreviate everything.
You got it.
There's one that's really. I love their
Jay's
drummer.
air drumming.
I
right
love
now.
their drummer.
He's coming to this solo.
Jeremy Taggart got kicked out of the band. Now
Yeah.
with this podcast with Jonathan Torrance.
He's the Taggart of Taggart and Torrance.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I
The
love
drummer from Our Lady Peace.
He was good.
Former drummer.
He could bang.
Used to do a bunch of stuff with Jay and Dan too.
Drumming related?
Nah, just like podcasts and stuff. He's a funny guy.
I don't know. I can't.
Superman's Dead was. I'm just looking at Our Lady Peace
Yeah,
charting
it's
hits.
not super. I like Superman's Dead, but not. I wouldn't say my top. Put him in my top.
There
3.
was Starseed was a
I
big
like
one for them.
Starseed.
There's
Starseed was good.
Superman's Dead isn't your favorite Our Lady Peace song?
No, Starseed's good. That's an OG.
Overplayed.
Clumsy, 4 a.m. Life,
Clumsy's good.
Super Satellite,
That's a good song.
Somewhere out there.
somewhere out there.
Somewhere out there.
Big
You know who they
dumb
should've
rocket.
got, Charles? To
Who?
move the needle on goddamn celebrity? Metallica.
Oh, good luck. How the hell are they going to get good luck? Or
Money?
Metallica.
Money? How'd they get Ariana Grande to go to 2 Panthers games?
She
was a
grew up
Zamboni
there.
driver.
What's that?
She was a Zamboni driver.
Yeah, she got hit in the head twice as a child by pucks at games. There's a headline in the Miami Sentinel: child hit second time at game. They knocked the music into her. Now she got them little cat ears. Meow.
Cool. Hard pivot off that. All right, let's build a little squad bet for our friends at Bet365. A hard pivot off of that. The largest sports betting platform globally. You can sign up today and use the promo code OILYBONUS to get in on a huge range of markets. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. You know the squad bet rules. We start with Oilers money line and everybody throws in a leg. BM, what do you like?
I am looking at, I'm curious what the line is at, but when I looked yesterday and I placed a bet on today's game, Connor McDavid anytime goal was plus 160.
It added to our money line, has us up to a nice plus 275. Chalmers, what do you want to add to this?
I would like to add a Zach Hyman anytime goal.
Ooh, I like that one.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have both Hyman and McDavid to find the back of the net. Interesting. Jay, your leg?
I was gonna go dry goal, but we can't have too many goals.
No.
Yeah.
That's why I'll say mine quickly. I'm going with the Zach Hyman shot prop. He is very due.
And what is it?
3.5 puts us up to 11-1 already, plus 1100.
Boosh point.
A boosh point from Jay. Wanya, anything you want to?
Tell me, what are the odds of a Matt Berlin start tonight? What do the boys at Bet365 say?
Don't think that's available. Nah.
Too bad.
Okay. Well, those legs that we threw together. McDavid goal, Hyman shot prop, boosh point, Oilers money line comes out to a very nice 14-1. So for those who aren't good at math like myself and need the screen to tell them, a $20 wager would pay out $300 on that bad boy. Shout out to our friends over at Bet365 who have the Oilers as favorites in this hockey game tonight at minus 135. Once again, you can check out all the odds at Bet365. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, never ordinary at Bet365. Use that promo code OILYBONUS to get in on the action.
If I put a 50 down on the oil right now to come back to win this series, what am I
Whoa, I like that a lot. That's hedging. That's not even hedging. That's just like doubling
With
down
your
on
heart?
our bet.
looking at? Yeah, it's called bad money after good.
Another 50?
Another 50 on the Oilers to come back and win this series would pay out $237.
So
If you have the cash, I can do it right now.
Well, I got to have a Windicate. I can't do that.
that means if
Tyler.
Wanye, Bagged Milk, and Cowboy Chris all threw a 50, doubled their bet down, it would go to what? 150 would pay out?
$900.
712.
Exactly as I said.
Ooh-wee.
Interesting.
Boys, I'm in. Hand up.
Oh my God.
Hands in the air.
You want to bet on them coming back?
Hands in the air.
Why
All right, I'm
not?
in.
I'm in.
Lovely. Hit it.
All right, now.
I'll do it via my app. Tyler, I got it going on right now.
Tyler's not a part of the Windicate. He'll be the one sort of smiling when we win the cup. We'll be the ones really smiling.
See how we didn't ask you this time, Tyler?
$700 more dollars.
Because we knew you just say no.
Yeah.
Not today.
I just placed our squad same gamer for tonight. I'm in.
Did you put the Matt Berlin leg in? Fucking liar. Can you imagine if Matt Berlin found his way into the game tonight?
Well, he doesn't even e-bug anymore. It'd be Jack Campbell.
You did one and done?
Well, he like during the regular season, maybe
We
he
have
does.
our own e-bug,
But in
now
the
for
playoffs, every team travels with a third or has a third.
So Jack Campbell, well, I suppose it'd be like Juicy Markkinen back in the day. Juice found his way into the Stanley Cup Finals. He was the third string.
Again, I was very young at that time, but why did they go so quickly from like, why was Conklin ever backing
He
up?
was brutal in game 2, and they were like, this is not
Yeah,
going
the
to
others
fly.
lost
guess.
5-0. in
Yeah,
game
man.
two.
Oh yeah. So it wasn't like an immediate go from Conklin coming in game 1. Like he started game
Blew
2.
the old knee. Thanks, Mab.
And Conklin blew the first game.
Blew the first game with a horrible play behind the net where
Yeah.
it passed it
When
to
he
nobody.
walked in.
I forgot he started
And then
game
we
2.
lost 6-5.
When Rolly went down, I remember just being like, this is the worst thing
Worse.
When
that could
Pronger
happen
scored
to us.
on the penalty shot, I sat back and went, we just won the cup, motherfucker. Wrong. I'll never do that again. Not until Connor lifts it over his head.
Well, they need a win tonight if we want that to happen.
Yep.
I have like game 7 nerves about this hockey game tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Every game is game 7 from now on,
Oh,
boy.
it is 100%. It's
She's a
everything's
must win. But it all starts tonight. And
Once you if you can bring it back to 2-2, then you lose the must win. Every
Yeah,
home game
you're
from now
right.
on out is must win.
you're so right.
Well, game 6 and 7 is a must win. You're saying they can go lose game 5, but they have to win 6 and 7.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, I'm listening to people say 2-0, this thing is over. And
They
it just
said that against Vancouver. They
drives
said
me
that
nuts.
against Dallas.
Wednesday drives me a little more nuts. Doesn't bother me as bad. Today, it's the double middle finger to that guy. No way that's happening. It's amazing what a couple days away from a loss can get you. And right now, I had the flag, the hope will never die, hanging in the window at my house.
Nice.
Stared at it before I left. This is how you have to feel. This is it. Tonight is it.
I put an Oilers flag on a hockey stick and screwed it to my front banister in front of my house too.
Nice.
Listen, hope will never die when Dallas Aikens was the coach. You think I'm going to give up after game 2?
Hell
of the Stanley
no.
Cup final?
Stanley Cup fucking finals.
No.
Jason Demers says they're saying the right things. Frank says the vibes in the dressing room are good.
I was a member of the media for Lake Placid team, your M-Chuck. And you know what Badger Bob Johnson told us? He
What?
said, you're not in trouble till you lose at home.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Badger Bob said.
Series
He also
doesn't
said,
start
"It's
until
a
you
great
lose at
day
home."
for hockey
In Lake Placid.
in Lake Placid. I remember it like it was yesterday. It was 1976.
80.
Same thing.
I've watched a lot of Crown today.
It was a different Lake Placid.
What?
No, I'm kidding.
Don't tell me my own life.
All right.
Well, I got to say, hey, listen, one more thing. When you guys are gone and I am on the outside looking in of the content, I got to say, the studio there looking great.
It really
The show's
looked
looking
The
great.
Miami one?
The access
That
was
thing
great.
was ridiculous.
Was that
nice.
through our Danish daddies? Like, I'm like, how
Yeah,
the
so the brand, they own a brand called Playmaker HQ
the Shack podcast?
that Shaq Podcast plugs up to. Yep.
That's
So
the Shack studio?
no, he
Oh.
does it from his house.
That's the Udonis Haslam studio.
You
Jay sat in the same chair. Ready for this? I'm going to blow your mind because I know you haven't heard this yet. Jay sat in the same chair that Sexy Red did an interview in.
And
Ski.
and who else, Tyler?
Rick Ross
And Ocho Cinco
and Ocho Cinco. But Sexy Red's the headliner
So
there.
where was the studio? Like, how are they?
in Miami.
In Miami.
Fucker, I know it's in Miami.
Well, you want the address?
No. Is it in a club? Is it in a shopping mall? Is it in
An apartment.
It looked at an apartment building
in a
that looked
condo
like-
building. It
Yeah,
was
it was
like
in
a
a-
condo unit, which gives me like inspiration for what we want to do.
It looked like you were
It was a
walking.
loft.
The hallway looked like you were walking through the basement of a prison. It was
Wow.
dark with these weird flickering lights, and then you opened the door, and the studio was beautiful.
It was awesome. Have they sent us the pictures they took of us yet?
No.
You guys had a
Those were
photographer?
for their personal collection.
They had
Boudoir?
3 guys setting up for us. It was wild.
And then taking pictures of us while we did the show.
Yeah.
So
And then
Back
said
to
at
my
the end,
original
wow,
thought.
That's
Yep.
a good show.
this has got to be like, you guys let me come here and you let me do this thing
Mhm.
and I have fun.
Mhm.
But when you guys go on the road,
Mhm.
without giving you guys what Biz would call a double wrister, I thought it was really fucking professionally done and really fucking cool. And you guys should be really proud of yourselves. Job's not done.
Job's not done.
proud that the job's not done.
No, you should be proud of yourself, comma, job's not done.
The importance of a comma.
Semicolon, new statement, job's not done.
All right.
Obama Minto.
For you grammar freaks.
Nationgear.ca. Check it out. La Bamba mentality. All right, before we wrap up, got to give some love over to our friends at the Edmonton Stingers, who are off to a hell of a start right now. They're heading out for a quick little roadie, but they return next Thursday, so 7 days from now. They're in their 6th CEBL season. They are 2-time champs, and they got a lot of talent on the roster. Also, a lot of talent off the court, if you know what I'm saying. And by that, I'm talking about the $5 food and beer menu that they got going on.
I thought you were talking about something totally different. That's okay.
No, you should have known I was talking about the $5 brewskis. Head to thestingers.ca for more information. Gentlemen, enjoy the big hockey game tonight.
Ski.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back on Monday.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.